Melania nails secret mission with flying colors, infuriating Michelle and her minions. First Lady Melania Trump is entrusted with a secret mission while overseas, and she nailed it with flying colors. This is causing Michelle Obama and her minions to freak out since the former First Lady was never trusted with such a vital mission to the United States. While liberals want Americans to think Michelle is far superior to our new First Lady, Melania just accomplished a risky diplomatic task, proving she is more than just a pretty face. As President Donald Trump and the First Lady return from the G20 summit, we are learning that Melania Trump was trusted with a special mission. These global conferences, where the most powerful world leaders are present, can be a make or break from the standpoint of diplomatic relations. So, political experts were quite surprised to see First Lady Melania Trump seated next to Vladimir Putin for the official state dinner. This dinner's seating formation was unique, with 2 seats close together with a large space and then 2 seats, repeating around the table. This allowed for couples who were seated together to engage in intimate conversations, and it was no mistake that Melania's partner was Putin. Stories were circulating during President Trump's first face-to-face meeting with Putin earlier in the day that had Secretary of State Rex Tillerson saying Melania Trump had been sent in to try to break up the meeting since it was going so long. Several times I had to remind the president, people were sticking their heads in the door, Tillerson told reporters after the meeting. They even sent in the First Lady at one point to see if she could get us out of there, and that didn't work either, he added, according to Washington Examiner. But, after seeing the seating arrangement for the state dinner, political experts are concluding that Trump didn't need Melania to rescue him from a meeting going too long. More likely, it was a chance for an informal introduction between Melania and Putin. It was an icebreaker because Melania had a special diplomatic task for later that evening. With the day's business out of the way, the leaders enjoyed a concert and then a Friday night dinner, in which couples were split up and not seated with their spouses. That's how Melania Trump ended up next to Putin, with President Trump seated down the way, closer to German Chancellor Angela Merkel and French President Macron. The First Lady, who grew up in Slovenia, then a part of Yugoslavia, knows several languages including German, which the Russian president also speaks, reported Daily Mail. Although we don't know the specifics of what Melania was supposed to convey to Putin, the fact they could converse in German was a plus. Melania's calm demeanor under pressure came through, and she had Putin laughing at one point. Trump had been quite harsh on Russia during his speech in Poland, and most likely, Melania's role was to not only charm Putin but to also reiterate that the United States is back as the #1 superpower in the world, that Barack Obama's leading from behind is history. She could do this with no press listening in. Michelle Obama, in contrast, was relegated to the kiddie table at this important dinner the one time she showed up, which was the G20 London summit in 2009, when she was the First Lady. As the Telegraph reported, while, then, President Obama kept business on the top of the agenda, seated between Angela Merkel, the German Chancellor, and Lee Myung-bak, the South Korean president, and across from Cristina Fernandez, his Argentine counterpart, his wife was seated next to J.K. Rowling, the popular author of the Harry Potter novels. So, Michelle was demoted, sitting next to some author of kids' books, while Melania Trump is trusted to sit next to the Russian president. This left Michelle's minions livid, and they were on social media, pissed off and making nasty accusations at the First Lady. Michelle was so angry after the J.K. Rowling incident, she said, "My husband doesn't know how I feel." Now, watching Melania Trump's huge diplomatic success, Michelle is missing in action, but you know she is sieving with envy.